What are the top skills employers look out for when they're employing new candidates or new employees for their company? There are two sets of skills that each employer looks out for when employing people. The first one is the hard skills. This is the skills that relates to the job that has been advertised. So this is where your skills comes in, your qualification comes in, your certificates comes in, and partly your experience also comes in. That is the hard skills, facts to be verified. We can see it, we can touch it, we can refer to it. But also, beyond the hard skills, there are what we call soft skills. And at the interview, what the HR panel will try as much as possible is to try and identify as many soft skills as possible that you possess to enable you to complement the hard skills you have to be selected. And that is what I want to share with you today on the podcast. So, what are these soft skills that HR experts look out for or employers look out for when employing people? One is communication skills. Communication skills. Now, your ability to be able to communicate effectively, both verbally and in writing, is key. Employers will prefer to hire people who have the ability to articulate their ideas clearly and also listen to others. Communication skills. And at the interview, the panel will try to ask you questions that will enable them to understand whether you can articulate your ideas clearly or you are able to listen attentively when others are speaking. That is the first thing, communication skills. The second one is problem solving skills. The joy of each employer is to come and hear that an employee made a decision which helped the company in a certain situation based on the available information. So, can you make decisions based on available information if you are supposed to make those decisions? So, problem solving skills is the second thing that is looked out for. Now, problem solving skills require people, meaning that you have to be apt in knowledge and understanding. It means that you have to have high level of intelligence, high level of discernment to ensure that you're able to provide solution based on the information that is provided. And sometimes in the interview, the HR panel will be providing you with some scenario, will be providing you with some situation to find out what would you do in this particular situation. Third one is teamwork and collaboration. It is important that you understand the contribution that others make to ensure that the organization as a whole becomes successful. You are not the only person whose work will make the company become successful. You will be working in a department. You will be working with people. Your department will have to collaborate with another department to ensure that we do something that is in line with achieving the goals of the organization, and that is called goal congruence. So it is important that the HR expert or the employer identifies, are you a team player? Can you work in team? Will you be willing to collaborate? There are some employees, by nature, they are better off with themselves. That's how they are. And these are available, but they are rare. And these are people who, even though they work by themselves, they are just alone, they provide superior results for the company. So the company is willing to have them around. And they work on themselves, they work on their own, they don't need assistance, they don't require anybody's help, and they can work, bring a new idea, bring a new product, develop something that helps the company to move from maybe a million to 10 million, or from 10 million to 100 million. That is there. But majority of employees, 99.9% of the time, would have to work with other people, would have to collaborate with other people. Do you have that spirit? Can you work with people? Can you accommodate other people's thoughts, other people's culture, other people's ethnicity, other people's religion, other people's belief? It is important. At the interview, the panel will try to find out, will you be comfortable working in such environments? So you're a Christian, and then somebody, it's a Muslim, or somebody is not even a Christian at all, and you are in the same department, or you are going to work on a project. Will you be comfortable? Maybe when you come to work, you'll be like, yeah, let's do morning devotion. That person will be like, I'm not interested in your morning devotion because I don't believe in that. How are you going to deal with that issue? Or in this day and age, you are somebody who, again, is a Christian, you respect values, but the person is an LGBTQ person, identify as something else, and the company has employed the person. Will you be okay to treat the person as a human, to treat the person as a good person, to treat the person as a reasonable fellow employee and work amicably with that person? Or because of your belief, because of your ethnicity, because of your values, because of your culture, you will abhor the person and not work with them? So teamwork and collaboration is something employers look out for. Now, that doesn't mean you will compromise yourself. That is why I always say, know about the company before you go there. So if the company's policy is they employ people irrespective of their sexual orientation, their ethnicity, their values, then note that that is the environment you are getting yourself into. And you cannot be employed and then you finish and you try to impose your belief or your values on people, because that is the company's policy. And if you cannot, you will be sacked at the end of the day. So that is another skill that employers look out for. Then the fourth thing is going to be adaptability and flexibility. Listen, we live in a rapidly changing environment. So one of the soft skills that HR expect and employers look out for is your ability to adapt to changes and how flexible you can be. Yes, we know you are supposed to work on Monday to Friday. You come to work at 8 a.m., you close at 5 p.m. Okay, what if something comes up and you're supposed to work on a day or sometimes in the week up to 9 p.m.? Will you be okay with that? What if holidays, something is available and you have to come to the office and come and work? Would you say, hey, weekends are for my children, so I have to spend the time with them, or I have to close early from work because I have to go and read bedtime story to my children before they go to bed? Oh, my wife is waiting for me, she has cooked, I have to go and eat. Or would you be flexible so that you'll be able to adapt yourself to changes as and when they occur? That is something that you have to understand. That is adaptability and flexibility. That is another thing that they look out for. Then the next one is leadership skills. Yes, irrespective of the role you are applying for, because certain roles may not require you to become a leader, but then leadership skills will be exhibited if someone has one, especially in the way they talk, especially the way they think, especially the way they collaborate with others. So maturity will expose people. People who are mature in their responses, in their answers, in their exposures also exhibit leadership skills. So by default, as you are answering questions, as you sit down, your posture, your hand gestures, your tonation, all of that will exhibit some leadership skills that you may not even know about it, but the employer will know about it and they will look out for that at the interview. Then the last thing that you need to also understand is the issue relating to technical skills. It's important because this has to do with your ability to use certain applications, certain programs, certain softwares that complement your job. It's not a primary thing though, but then it will help you to execute your job generally at the end of the day. Like, you're a marketing expert. Okay, how do you use social media? It's a technical skills. You are an accountant, all right? You are an accountant, that's good, but what softwares are you familiar with that the entity can use to ensure that they have good internal controls in place? You are an auditor, okay? What's your knowledge about computer-aided audit techniques? What's your knowledge about it? How do you use that to ensure that you carry out a quality audit? That is technical skills. And partly, sometimes that can be in your qualification, but sometimes it is not directly in your qualification. They are skills that you have to acquire outside your primary qualification. And these are some soft skills that employers look out for at the interview to ensure that they select the best candidates. Remember, your certificate is okay, your qualification is great, your experience is impressive, but if you don't have a number of these soft skills, I can guarantee you, you go for dozens of interviews and you will still not be able to get a job, because it is not just about your certificate. It's about these soft skills that actually complements the certificate and makes you to become the perfect candidate for the organization. Thank you for watching the podcast today, and I'll see you in the next video as we continue with our discussion. Stay safe and stay blessed.